what foods help lower cholesterol. There's a whole slew of foods, but the very best categories of foods for lowering your cholesterol are going to be, so there's 4 categories of things in Mother Nature's foods that can lower cholesterol. So soluble fiber, which the best sources of that are beans, oats, so beans and legumes, oats, barley, oat bran, okay? And there are plenty of other foods that have, but those foods are very, very high. Then the other thing would be plant-based foods, because many of them just, a variety of fruits and vegetables, because many of them have, we know fiber, just in general, they have that soluble fiber. They also have things called plant sterols in them, right? And that plant sterols are, just like they say, they're kind of like plants form a cholesterol, and it competes with cholesterol in your gut. And this is the basis of these spreads, like Benecol. There's lots of them that they're enriched with plant sterols. And then soy protein, so whole soy foods, tofu, tempeh, edamame, soy milk. The protein in soy can modestly lower cholesterol. And then the other big important thing is you don't want to eat the foods that make it go up. So refined white carbs, which that you got to conquer your carbs. Don't do the great white hazards, white flour products, white rice, white potatoes, sugar and sweets. Those things can drive it up. And then saturated fat in your diet, particularly from palm oil, which you only get from processed foods, red meat, fatty cuts, particularly fatty cuts of red meat and processed red meat, beef, pork, lamb. And whole dairy products they're more neutral. So I am okay with whole dairy products in moderation, particularly if they're fermented dairy products, but there's nothing wrong with low fat either. So fine, if you want to do low fat, that's fine too. And there's a wonderful, you can Google it. So it's a very, eating the way I am advocating in this program will certainly do a huge number on people's cholesterols. We can see people drop massive amounts. But there's a specific diet, and it's actually awesome. It's called, for someone that I really don't want to go on a statin, and I really want to aggressively know how aggressive I can be with my diet. So the Portfolio Wood diet was developed, and it's been proven its effectiveness. And what it is, it's really, really focusing on making you eat a lot of these food groups I mentioned earlier. So you're pretty much doing a lot of your protein from soy protein. You're doing tons of soluble fiber. You're doing the plant sterols. That's what makes up the Portfolio diet. So you can consider that diet. It's a bit more restrictive, but it can be good. And if someone really wanted to know how low they could get their cholesterol to go, and they were willing to do the most, this is even more aggressive than the Portfolio diet, and I'm not convinced they wouldn't get the same results. I've never seen the two head-to-head compared as far as in a trial. But if someone goes vegan, I'm not necessarily telling you have to become a vegan, but if you have a cholesterol issue and you just want to see how low you can really get it with diet, going on becoming vegan will just, people can drop 120 points, right? So that's again, those are the most kind of extreme and radical things you can do through diet to see what you can do with lowering cholesterol.